Hello, it is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword today, which means a roughly midweek, mid-difficulty crossword puzzle. I hope it's on the easier side of the midweek difficulty because I am extraordinarily pressed for time today. So I'm going to have to get through this puzzle fairly quickly. So let's do that. Today's rushed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Josh Lucas, Alex, Laura Sexton, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They're bringing us this series, sustaining this channel. For that, I am incredibly grateful. Thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron. And if you'd like to join their ranks and support this channel, you can do so at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field underneath the video. There, of course, you can find the bonus videos for patrons as well as the official channel mug for benefactors. Thank you again to everybody who has backed that campaign. And thank you as well to everybody who is subscribed to the YouTube channel. That's a huge help as well. It'd be greatly appreciative if you could subscribe to the channel. And finally, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community whose link is also in the description field. All right, let's get right on to today's puzzle. This is a construction by Barbara Lynn, who's responsible for about a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shorts. And let's start solving and see what sort of themed situation we have in store for us today. A hot one might lead to an embarrassing moment. A hot mic, you could be on microphone, as I am now, and not realize you are, perhaps, and say something, I don't know, embarrassing or whatever. Hands out could be meets out, say, doles out, passes out. Two-term presidencies, say, eras. You could describe something as a presidential era, maybe more likely to call it that with a two-term president. Like everyone on March 17th, it's said. Oh, Irish, is that St. Patrick's Day? Right, must be. Prickly pears, e.g., are, not sure. Starting with an X in the corner, say. Tic-tac-toe something? I mean, tic-tac-toe or noughts and crosses does have... You could start by putting an X in the corner, and I'm just wondering, because this starts with T-I. I have absolutely no idea. What is that? Is that maybe a poor move? I know tic-tac-toe is essentially a solved game, so there's an optimal set of choices, and maybe this is a bad one or a good one. I don't know. Oh, prickly pears are cacti. Yes, okay, I did know that. So plural of cactus there. And if something reeked, it stank. Okay, tic-tac-toe is looking like a fairly decent guess. I assume this will be a theme answer because it's long, but I still don't see what it is. Billionaires' homes, often estates. They could have large estates. To excel at something is to shine at something. Starters could be your A-team on a, maybe on a sports match. You could have your A-team, your starters. Unit in a duel could be a pace. You could walk, say, 10 paces away and then turn and fire in a duel. Life study of the biologist E.O. Wilson. Now, I certainly recognize this name. Why do I recognize it? Ants, maybe? I'm not sure. Shelled out. Oh, yeah, maybe it is. If you shelled out for something, you paid for it. College attendee in Toy Story 3. I don't think I saw Toy Story 3, but I do remember the sort of principal child character in Toy Story is named Andy, so that's probably who this is. A possible response to who wants ice cream could be I do, and then what might get to the root of a problem? A dye job, a hair dye job. You could dye down to the roots of your hair. Oh, right, okay, so this is looking still fine. Let's see. Faye, who wrote Bossy Pants. Tina Fey, that was her. I actually don't know. Is it a memoir? What exactly is Bossy Pants? It's a book written by Tina Fey. Name with Slim or Diamond. Slim Jim or Diamond Jim. Those are both kind of name sorts of things, at least one of which is a brand name. Some breathing lessons. Could be Lamaze, maybe. Lamaze breathing lessons, often associated with pregnancy. Let's see. Tic-tac-toe. Oh, tactic. Oh, tic-tac-toe tactic. Okay. So I guess it's alliterative. Is that the clue? Or sorry, the theme? It's not sufficient to say that, because this is tactic also uses two of the words tic-tac-toe. So we've sort of reversed tic-tac to make tack-tick, and then they're separated by a... Oh, wait a second. It's sort of a... It's sort of a palindrome in a way. It's kind of a syllabic palindrome rather than a kind of alphabetical palindrome. So what I mean is the syllables of this answer, tic-tac-toe, tack-tick, if you pronounced those syllables in the reverse order, they would read identically. Tic-tac-toe, tack-tick. I wonder, that must be how these are all going to be. Let's see. Rocket launcher that makes a whimsical buzzing sound. A kazoo bazooka. Yes, yes. So kazoo bazooka is palindromic in a syllabic sense. That's interesting. I don't know that I've ever encountered this before. Kazoo bazooka. That's so funny. Kazoo bazooka. Nice find on the part of Barbara Lynn here. Anyway, let's get on with it. Shop blank, article of cleaning equipment. A shop vac for a vacuum cleaner. And November imperative, vote. Well, in the United States, November is when elections generally occur. Like hiking, bird watching, and similar activities. They're outdoorsy, you could say, maybe? Outdoorsy? It's certainly an adjective people use. The Ronettes, well, it sounds like a music group, and I'm sure I've heard their music before, and they must be a trio. So here this looks like Laura, autobiographical heroine of the Little House series. Oh, right, Laura Ingalls Wilder. I read those when I was a child. And then, so she's an author. And then a pop could be each. You could say 5 a pop, 5 each. And stupid me, you could slightly self-flagellate yourself by saying, doh, stupid me. Formula One Grand Prix locale. Monaco, I suppose? And Blank Bush, Missouri representative and Black Lives Matter activist. Oh, I'm sure I know. I'm sure I've seen this person's name plenty of times, but I can't think. It may be marked with an X. An error? Affected, in a way. Arty, maybe? You're a bit, sort of, you have a bit of an affect, maybe you're a bit pretentious, a bit arty. Coffee growing region of the Big Island. This is referring to the Big Island of Hawaii. Kona is associated with coffee, so that must be it. And then woohoo could simply be yay, winning isn't everything, and Cory Bush is our answer there. So let's see. We're making decent time on this, I suppose. Cry like a baby is mule, maybe? Let's see if that works with the crosses. Placate, you could mollify somebody to placate them, to kind of soothe their fears, maybe. Or anger. Maybe anger is more accurate with mollify. To be beholden to someone is to owe them something. And the end of the London Blitz is the letter Z. So this is a clever clue in that you see London Blitz and you think the Blitz during the Second World War. But in fact, what this is referring to is simply how people refer to the end of the word blitz, which in my native dialect I would say Z, but where I actually live here in London, people would say Z. And so that is the answer. And the question mark indicates that we're being a bit playful. There's a bit of a pun or something to that effect. Part of a bad trip, maybe, could be... I don't know. I thought this was going to be obvious as I was reading it, but I don't know. I don't quite... Oh, delay of a plane trip would be bad. Alias letters could be AKA for also known as your alias. Store whose products often come with Allen wrenches or Allen keys would be IKEA, because that's funny. That was... I think Allen was in the puzzle just the other day, and I mentioned IKEA in that context because that's one of the reasons many of us come in contact with that particular tool. Anyway, blank out, umps cry, you're out, often stylized in this sort of slangy way to indicate I don't know, maybe kind of a vaguely sort of New York-y kind of accent. You're out. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe that's more Midwestern than New York. Able to bend over backwards, say. You're agile, you're an agile person. And to become a leading citizen of North Dakota, well, in large part thanks to the Coen brothers film Fargo, which is one of my absolute favorites of theirs, I'm familiar with the city of Fargo, North Dakota. So it would be go far in Fargo. Go far in Fargo. And again, syllabically palindromic. What a clever theme. Straight-laced sort could be a prig, maybe. You're sort of a bit priggish. You're a bit of a prude, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's exactly the correct answer, but let's look at the crosses. Informal garb for working from home informally could be PJs or pajamas. And a sport whose name means way of gentleness. It must be judo, the martial art. If one feels remorse about something, one rues it. And a kind of gas station that's illegal in New Jersey. Well, I didn't know this about New Jersey, but I do know in general that there are, strangely, a few states in the U.S. that require gas stations, service stations, to be operated by attendants. You're not allowed to fill your own tank. And so self-serve, New Jersey must be one of those states. And so I suppose self-serve gas stations are illegal. If one ran in place, one idled. A goal for a politician would be a seat. They run for office and then take their seat if they achieve it. Activist Abrams, here's another U.S. political clue. Stacey Abrams is an activist in the U.S. A part of a chest could be a sort of chest, meaning sort of box, or it could be part of your torso. Not sure. Volunteer statement could be I can. You could volunteer for something by saying that. Like Matryoshka dolls, these are the sort of famous Russian dolls that are nested. If something used to be the case, it was the case. And part of a chest, chest of drawers, right, okay, so in which you might store your clothing, for instance. All right, one who might check all the boxes would be something probably. Check all the boxes. Is this someone who sort of inspects shipments, maybe? Word after club or before school. Club med. Club being capitalized lets us know that this is going to be a proper noun, probably a brand name. And Club Med, I think it's what is it? Is it a vacation sort of, I don't know, resort? I don't actually know what Club Med is exactly. I think it's some kind of sort of chain of resort hotel complexes, maybe. And then anyway, before school, we have med school, so medical schools. What's going on there? It goes downhill fast. A sled goes downhill fast, and then one who might check all the boxes, right? I still don't know what that is. Bread boxes, question mark. So bread could be money in this case, but I'm not sure what the answer is. I say that because of the question mark indicating a pun. You got it! Exclamation point. When we see the exclamation point, it usually means this won't be a definition or synonym of the answer, but rather it will be a sort of often slightly punny statement about it. In this case, a ewe, a sheep, female sheep, maybe has wool. That's my guess, that a ewe, what a ewe has got is wool. And a feeling in Yosemite Valley, say, well, I can speak to this firsthand. You certainly feel a sense of awe being in Yosemite Valley, which is a dramatic geographical feature and national park in the state of California, and it is quite extraordinary in its scale. So bread boxes are, ATMs, maybe automated teller machines, cash points, where you might withdraw bread out of that box. So one who might check all the boxes, okay, it was someone inspecting, not shipments, but still goods that are packed in boxes, so a mover in this case, somebody who might help you move house. And a disrespected advisor, mentor. Tormented mentor, maybe. Tormented mentor, and it works again, as always. I think the thing that's even more impressive about this, that I don't know that I had fully observed, or certainly didn't mention, is that not only are the syllables the same, they're actually spelled identically, which is very impressive, because obviously in English, as in many languages, there are often many ways to spell the same syllable, and yet in this case, we're using exactly the same constructions in letters. That's very impressive. All right, let's finish off this crossword. Time of preparation, maybe, could be the eve, the night before something. Blank Rachel Wood of Westworld. Well, Evan Rachel Wood is certainly an actor of whom I've heard, so that must be the answer. Smartphone ancestors and brief PDAs, personal digital assistants, had a fairly short lifespan, as I recall. Things like Palm Pilots didn't stick around very long before the smartphone took them over. Lucy's I Love Lucy co-star would be Desi Arnaz, her one-time husband and longtime business partner. Prefix with vor could be omnivore, you eat everything. And an Italian dish similar to grits is polenta, so a cornmeal, really a very delicious cornmeal dish. Jesse, who won 4 Olympic gold medals in 1936, was the famous Jesse Owens. Here, there, look at that, a sports person whose name I knew right off the bat. Wouldn't that be nice? I wish you could say wistfully. And like pansies, but not touch-me-nots. So these are flowers, I guess, hardy maybe? I don't know that I've actually heard of touch-me-nots, but I'm guessing they're not very hardy, which is why their name includes an admonition not to touch them. So that's my guess. I have no idea if this is actually correct. Let's look at the crosses here. Ship or mail could be to send something. You could ship something or mail something. Send it in the post, say. Bury could be to inter someone's remains. And then Daisy Ridley's role in Star Wars is the character Rey. And then here we have diamond, which is a stone, a precious stone. So there we have it. All right, and I'm just in time. I do have to get going, but that was the puzzle. Let's quickly review the theme because I did really enjoy it. It was fun to spot and then use to solve the puzzle slightly more quickly, although I probably outweighed that time with the time I spent talking enthusiastically about the theme. In any case, if we're starting with an X in the corner, say, we are starting with a tic-tac-toe tactic, and a rocket launcher that makes a whimsical buzzing sound is a kazoo bazooka. To become a leading citizen of North Dakota could very well be to go far in Fargo. And finally, the disrespected advisor is our tormented mentor. A very clever theme mechanic. I don't remember having seen this before. Let me know if you have seen it before in a crossword. It's new to me, and a very clever little linguistic trick executed very well by Barbara Lynn. So well done. I wonder if there's a term for this phenomenon, this kind of syllabic palindrome. Maybe that's what they're called. Who knows? Probably not. Given that I'm just guessing. In any case, that was the Wednesday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. That was the Wednesday puzzle. I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday crossword when we do take a bit of a step up in difficulty and have a more intricate theme. So join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.